Yay. All right. Welcome, girls. Welcome to tonight's team call. I am Corey. So if you guys don't know me, hi. Welcome to the call. We have a couple of new faces. I want to first shout out and go over a couple things and show you some things in the team group, and then I will dive into our content for tonight. First, she's not on the call tonight because something came up, but we have got to give a huge round of applause for Kate for holding Diamond for 6 weeks, and she is now a lifetime Diamond coach. That is amazing, you guys. It is a huge promotion in her business, and it's amazing for all of you who are a part of her team too. So I'm super excited for all of you guys. And with her locking in Diamond, that actually promotes our entire team to 2-star. So as of Thursday last week, she was lifetime Diamond, and our entire team is now lifetime 2-star, which is really, 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 really exciting. So it's just it means that our mission is growing, right? It means that we're helping more people and we're impacting more lives because we're growing in a greater number. So 10 people can help more people than just one person. So as we expand and grow, then we are touching more lives and inspiring more people, and we're sharing more light, which is so, so needed in our world. So it's really, really exciting. I'm so proud of you because I know that like a lot of you, and I so appreciate like you messaging me, and I know messaging Kate saying congratulations, but you guys, this is a team thing. Like it is absolutely impossible for me to grow a team and be where I am without all of you. So it is absolutely 100% a team effort, and all of us working together to help those around us. So I am proud of all of you. So kudos to everybody. Super exciting milestones. It's just another step in the right direction. I wanted to point out, I'm going to screen share so I can show you some things in the team page. So this is just our Team Living Healthy and Fit Facebook group. You all should be in there. The Success Club trip is going to be coming up in March of 2022. Now, I'm just pointing this out because I didn't register for this call for a really long time. Like I actually laid it out in my post tonight, because I didn't ever believe that I could earn the trip. And at the time we couldn't afford to take the trip because back then you could actually pay to go on the Success Club trip. You actually have to get an invite now because it's the Success Club trip is rewarding those who are reaching Success Club. So it makes sense that when you're reaching Success Club, you get an invitation, right? It's kind of an incentive. But you guys, this is like red carpet style. They roll it out for us. Like you get an invitation to this trip. So you can go to this link right here and actually opt in to potentially get an invite. If you don't get one this year, I strongly encourage you to work towards helping at least 3 people a month so that you can get an invitation the following year, because it is an all-inclusive trip that you earn. So like my boys and I, like my husband and my boys, we've gone to Riviera Maya, Mexico. We've gone on a cruise. My husband and I, the first year, went alone to Punta Cana, and it's all inclusive and totally paid for. All we had to do is get ourselves there. So we had to pay for our flights, but Beachbody paid for the entire trip, and they do not skim. Like they throw A-list parties for us with DJs and music and lighting and the drinks and like it is just, it's so much fun. And you get to spend an entire 4 days with this amazing community. So, and there's live workouts, which is super fun. It's definitely something I encourage you to put on your vision board, to work towards. Put yourself on that list because you just never know how the rest of the year is going to go. And if you're pushing for big goals, put yourself on that list. You might get an invitation so that you can join us next year. Okay. So I wanted to point that out because you will not get an invitation. They changed things a little bit this year unless you actually opt in. It doesn't cost you anything to opt in. You just literally fill in your information in the form and then you get put on a wait list. Okay. So I wanted to point that out. I also wanted to point out, I don't know where I have the post. But I'm going to create another post because Summit again this year is going to be virtual. Unfortunately, I was really hoping that we would all be able to meet in St. Louis, but just due to the volume of people that come to Summit, you're talking 22 to 25,000 people. It's just not feasible with the way that our world is right now. So they are going to do virtual Summit again this year. And I had made a post in the group shortly after they announced it was going to be virtual. And a group of us girls are going to plan on making virtual weekend. So when we were supposed to be at Summit, which is like July 15th through the 18th, if it's that Thursday through Sunday, we are going to make that a girls weekend and get like an Airbnb or whatever so that we can all get together. We can do workouts together, and we can do the live trainings that we would normally be sitting in like a big ballroom at a big conference center watching, and just plugging ourselves in to learn and grow and be together. So if that's something you're interested in, kind of start thinking about if you can make that work for that weekend, because I would in the next week or two like to solidify a house. Most of us are in the Toledo area, maybe a little bit north in Michigan. So we were kind of looking at, actually I found like a really nice house that we could have the entire house that had some property in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And it'd only be like $100 to $150 per person for the entire weekend. It was pretty reasonable. So just kind of think about if that might be a possibility for you, because I am going to want to get a final number so that we get a house that accommodates all of us that are going to go from the team for that weekend. Okay. So just wanted to point that out. And then the last thing I want to point out really quick is there is still opportunity to qualify for our Diamond Retreat. So for those of you who are newer, kind of like the Success Club trip, I am offering a team retreat in St. Augustine, Florida. It is August 5th through the 9th. My husband and I have already paid and rented this beautiful Airbnb for that entire 4 days. Super excited to offer. This will be our first team retreat. But if you click on this, you can actually see how to qualify for that retreat. And again, put this on your radar, you guys. These are all things that you get to be a part of as you grow your business and you help others. Okay. So this kind of shows like Caitlin locked in her spot and she gets to take a guest with her. Mindy is halfway there to earning it. And Katie Sullivan is like right there. So that's something I would just like for you girls to kind of be aware of and start thinking about for yourself, and maybe as an incentive and some fun to join us girls on that retreat. Okay. Are we good so far? Any questions? No? No? Okay. Oh, you do? Michelle, you can unmute yourself if you have a question, honey.
So how many, see, I had a question. Let me go back to the chat. Sorry. How many do we need for the invite for the first one that you mentioned? The
Success Club
summit?
trip?
Yeah.
To get an invite to the Success Club trip, that's something that you
Uh-huh.
have to, you want to start helping 3 people consistently every single month.
Okay.
Because what they'll do with the way that things are this year is you get put on a wait list, and then whoever is helping more people is going to obviously get first in line, and then so on. So the more people you help and on a more consistent basis, then that's going to help move you up on the wait list. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And then what about the Airbnb?
For this one?
Uh-huh.
For Summit this year or for the retreat?
You mentioned something about the Airbnb. You're gonna think about an Airbnb in Michigan.
Yeah, so that's for the virtual summit, which is going to be the weekend of July. I'll look it up. It's July, I think 15th through the 18th. Does that sound right, Mindy?
But it's virtual, right?
No, so we would actually, the summit is virtual because we
Okay.
can't physically get together, but us as a team, we're choosing to just the handful of us, or 10 or 12 of us, get together who can make it work. And then we will do the live trainings on the virtual summit.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So that way we can still be a part of Summit and celebrate. Like, they will be announcing Kate and her success with reaching Diamond, and then they'll also be announcing our team as 2-star. And so it'll just be kind of fun to like celebrate together. It'll be an excuse to get together and get to know each other better, to do workouts together. And like for me last year, I did the trainings, but it was different just being at home and kind of doing them as I could, versus normally Summit, because you're live and you're actually somewhere for Summit, you're plugged in for like 3 days straight and you're just really empowering your mind and you're learning and you're growing. So I would like to make more of that atmosphere this year for the entire team, rather than just kind of knocking out the trainings as we can through everyday life.
Okay. And
Okay.
then what about the thing you mentioned, August 5th through the 9th?
So that's right here. If you just go into the team page, you can read how to qualify for that and what all the qualifications are. It's right
And
under
that
the announcements.
announcements. Okay, sorry. I just
You're,
get confused sometimes.
you're okay. No
Okay, I'll
worries.
unmute. Thank you.
You're welcome, sweetie. So the weekend, it is July 15th through the 18th. So that's a Thursday through a Sunday that we will be looking at getting an Airbnb, probably in the Ann Arbor area. I have to try and make this thing go away because I can't see my other bar. I'll just open a new one. Okay, so can you guys see that okay? Because I'm gonna minimize my little window here. Okay, cool. Well, only Michelle, if there's anything wrong, Michelle Wendell, you'll have to tell me because you're the only face I can see with me minimizing my bar. Okay. All right. So social media content 101. We are going to actually, nope, that's the wrong one. Sorry. It's this one. They look similar. I use the same graphics. That's why. Okay. How to connect through your content. So I actually shared in the new coach message thread a few days ago, talking about how if we talk to everyone, we talk to no one, because we're just kind of putting this blanket post out there and we're probably not going to genuinely connect with others, that with those who we want to connect with our people, with our tribe, right? So we really want to learn to create our content to connect with one person. And when we're speaking to one specific person, then we tend to inspire and impact more than just that one person. But when we're just trying to talk to everybody, we speak to no one. So it's kind of like in the beginning, you want to narrow in your niche market, right? Not that I will turn men away or not help them if they come to me, but I'm not out trying to recruit men. I'm not out inviting men to a challenge group because I'm not a man. And I really don't know what they go through, right? I can best serve people who are like me, who are like who I used to be, and who are who I'm working towards. Okay. So you want to think about that. And like for Shauna, I'm going to use you as an example because you're my goddaughter and I can. You're not really going to connect to moms as much because you're a college student and you're still young and you're just starting life. Likewise, that yes, I've been through college and I can help somebody, but someone more Shauna's age who is in college is going to be able to connect and better serve another college student than I am, who is a mom and a wife and already through that chapter in life, right? So you want to think about who are you speaking to when you are creating your content. So the old you, what changes did you desire before Beachbody? What are the things you were searching for? What are the things that you wanted? Okay, make a list of those things because those are going to be the things that help you to create content, to know who you're speaking to. Okay, the current you, what are you, what's the progress you've already made? What changes, what habits have you already implemented? How are you feeling because you've implemented those changes? What are some things that you're working towards now? Okay. The future you, What are those big, scary dreams that you're working towards? What is that vision? You might not be there yet, but you are, the current you is showing up and working for her, right? Because you're going to look back and be so proud that she showed up for her goals every single day. So what are the things that you desire? Because there are people out there who desire similar things. And when you speak on those things and you empower the fact that you might not be there yet, but you're working to grow to become that person, it empowers others around you to go after their goals too. Okay. Who do you desire to help? What are their struggles, their wants, their needs, their dreams? When you're speaking to people, think about what their pain points are. Are they different than what yours were? Speak on it. If that's something you're passionate about, speak on that. I have found myself in probably the last 6 to 7 months super passionate about self-love. And there's self-love that the diet industry tries to like put out there and their take on it, and then there's self-love that women who are maybe a little bit bigger and confident in themselves, and they just say, well, we eat whatever we want. And then you have like this middle of the road. And I've come to start kind of preaching on self-love is it doesn't matter what your size is, but it's about treating ourselves with love, right? It's about eating the right foods. It's about moving and honoring our bodies. It's about speaking love over ourselves. It's so much more than what both sides of the spectrum, or two opposite ends, can put out there. So speak on those things. If you're passionate about it, if it strikes a nerve when you read something or you hear something and you can put a positive spin or different perspective on it that's going to inspire and empower others, share that. You're gonna ruffle feathers, okay? You're gonna have people who don't agree with you. That's okay. Not everybody's going to get it. Not everybody's going to agree with your point of view. But that doesn't mean that there isn't 10 or 20 other women out there who needed to hear that, okay? Who needed to be validated, okay? So speak on those things. Come from a servant heart. Make it about them. Make it about helping others. Don't make it about you, okay? Yes, you can share your story, but why are you sharing that story? We don't just share a sweaty selfie and say, hey, look at me, I got my workout done. No, you say, I got my workout done. I'm super tired. I have been running all week and I really didn't feel like it, but I did it anyway because I made a promise to myself. And you give that spin to show others that they can do it too. Okay. So make it about helping other people. Sharing your life. So what is happening in life right now? What are some challenges you are facing? So I don't know if you guys saw this post. I did not expect it to blow up the way that it did, but this post got a lot of attraction. It had 105 likes or engagements and over 30 comments. Like, it blew up. I was just speaking from my heart. Okay, you guys know that we recently purchased this new vehicle that's been on my vision board, and somebody made the side comment, oh, it must be nice. Yeah, it is nice because I've worked my freaking ass off for it. And so has my husband. So that's what my post was about, right? That I'm not afraid to put my shit kickers on and get to work to make the dream happen. So rather than letting that get me down or venting about it, I put a spin on it. Because so many people can relate to that, especially when you're going after bigger goals in life. People are going to do the crab effect, and they are going to try to hold you down and keep you in their comfort zone. Okay. So that's what the post was about. It was just shedding light on the fact that if you like nice things, if you have big dreams and you want bigger things in life, dream it, but freaking get to work and work for it. Don't ever let anybody ever shame you out of that. Okay. So just taking those spins and sharing what's going on in life and those maybe negative things or things that kind of sting you, sharing that on social media and giving your spin on it. I encourage you to keep, I have an iPhone, a note section. I'm sure Android has some sort of a note app. Keep a note, or if you use Gmail and you use Google Docs, that's another thing that I use. I have Docs and Sheets on my phone. Go into Docs, and when something is like on your mind, but you maybe can't craft an entire post, start a note on it. Get your thoughts out, because I am notorious for getting out of the shower and sitting on the edge of my bathtub and like brain dumping, because when I'm in the shower, it's about the only time my brain is quiet enough for me to actually hear my thoughts and not be worrying about everything else that's going on. So when you have those moments, brain dump, put those ideas on paper, because you're gonna, like, an hour or 2 hours later, when you want to go craft that post, you're gonna be like, shit, what was I thinking? It was so good. What was I thinking? Just have something readily available on your phone that you can, or a notepad, whatever you like, readily available, so that you can jot those ideas down and keep it in mind. Okay. You can refresh your brain. And I just try to take note when it's happening, because your emotions and your connection is going to be different in the moment of how you're feeling, what's going on, what's running through your brain. Not necessarily that you want to make a post right then, especially if it's something negative and we want to work through how we're going to spin it. But you want to remember what all those feelings were, because those are the connectors. Okay. That's what makes us real. That's what makes us vulnerable. And that's what's going to allow our followers to connect to us and understand where we're coming from and who we are on a deeper level and how they connect to us. Okay. Asking for your followers' opinions to create conversation. So you hopefully are not always posting fitness and workouts and just Beachbody, because you are so much more than Beachbody. Okay. You want to start creating your brand, but what are some things that make you, you? I just use this as an example, that we're doing some yard work and ripping out all the landscaping in the front yard. And so I asked for people's opinions. It only got 9 engagements, but it has over 63 comments. Okay. It's just another way to connect with new followers. I'm not gonna message any of those people and invite them, but I can thank them and I can connect with them on what we're doing with our house. And they're probably gonna watch to see what we're going to do with our landscaping, right? So it's a form of building relationships. It's just connecting with people. We're not in this just to make sales, you guys. So it's connecting and building that trust and that friendship and showing that we're human beings that are living life, but we're also doing this side hustle of a wellness business. Okay. So asking if you're getting ready to go on a date night, even if you've already picked out what color of lipstick or what shoes you're going to wear or what jacket you're going to wear with the leggings, put on 2 different jackets and ask your followers' opinion, A or B. Put on a couple different pairs of shoes, A or B. Okay. Super simple things. But again, you're engaging with your followers. You're asking them for their opinion. Okay. It's just like you would ask your girlfriends, like, as you're getting ready, well, should I wear these shoes or these? Or should I wear this top or this top? Okay. Okay. Show yourself. So, we want to make sure that we're showing our eyes and our energy and our face and how we're feeling. Okay. Obviously, and Kylie spoke on this a couple weeks ago, and you can go back to her call where she really tries to capture the mood in her image that she's going to portray in her post. And you definitely want to do, you want them to marry well, right? Like you can tell in this picture, I had just gotten Control Freak. It finally came in the mail and I was like, I can't wait to do it. Like it's excitement, right? You're excited. And then other times it's just like, you know, a smiling face with bright eyes. But showing the energy that you're going to portray in the post. You don't always have to be perfectly dialed up. I have zero makeup on, and I probably, to be honest with you, probably hadn't even brushed my teeth yet in this picture. I probably got up and went through my things and took the picture. I don't even care. But you don't have to always be perfectly dialed up, but they're clear pictures. They're well lit. We're using presets, so there's a whole call on that. Kylie touched on some presets, and we've talked about it in trainings before too. But you get to connect with us because you see our eyes, you see our expression, right? And it is a good, clear picture. Using different angles, you don't want to take just the same angle every single time you take a picture because it gets mundane, and your feed, especially on Instagram, if you go to your feed, is not going to look as pretty because there's not going to be variety. You want to have ones that sometimes you're close up and there's just a little bit in the background, like Kate and mine here, or other times that you have more that you can see in the background, like Mindy's, or sometimes you just have something blank. You want to change it up a little bit, but you really want to get in the habit of using pictures of you with your posts. You can use quotes and memes once in a while, but you really want your brand. So you want people to connect to you, and they're going to connect to you by you showing your face, by you showing your life and the things that are going on around you. And then the last thing with showing yourself is go live. I know it's probably a little scary, and the first couple times you're going to probably fumble over words. I still fumble over my words. I don't care. I'm human. Everybody does it. Okay. Don't keep redoing it to make it perfect. Roll with it. Okay. If it's totally terrible, okay, you can restart it, but you have to start somewhere. We all started somewhere. We all started super nervous talking in front of a camera. For goodness sakes, I've done these calls for years. And when we pre-recorded these videos for the What is Coaching series a couple weeks ago, I redid the first video, I think 6 times, because it's different when you're talking to nobody, but you know other people are going to listen to it versus like talking to you guys and seeing your faces and knowing that you're there. So don't be afraid to talk in stories. Stories only stay up for 24 hours. So start there. Okay. Reels, those are fun. You don't even have to really talk. You can just like lip sync or do something silly so that you show a different side of you. The new program that's coming out with Shaun T, they have pre-made reels for us in that program. So you can do a silly little dancing and put your spin on it and make a reel and show just a fun, lighthearted side of you to your followers. And then the probably bigger step of all of them is starting to do IGTVs and going live and providing value and speaking on a topic, because the IGTVs do stay up unless you take them down. Okay, so it's kind of like stories, but they can be much longer and they do stay up in your feed. But again, that's how people get to know us, and they get to learn to trust us, and that we're just normal everyday people trying to grow a little bit and trying to do our best. Okay, so be social is the next part. All right, so while I would love to tell you that once you start posting on social media and you are consistent, that everybody's just going to flood the gates and knock down the doors and say, hey girl, let me in your group, or that everybody's going to love and comment on your posts and algorithms are going to be your best friend, and it's just this beautiful unicorn that appears. It's not. Okay, it's not. And I will tell you that especially when you're talking about coaching, we have to talk about it publicly, especially if we're looking to grow a team and we're inviting to coaching behind the scenes, because if we aren't talking about it publicly, people are going to be confused on what we're even talking about. but they're going to be leery. Why aren't you talking about it publicly if it's such a great opportunity? Okay. But I will be honest with you, coaching posts get very little traction. Don't let that bother you. Just post and share your story. Okay. We can't get hung up on the likes and the comments all the time, but we do need to pay attention to what our followers are engaging on so we can provide more of that. Okay. So what helps engagement with our content is for us to go out and be social. Social media is meant to be social. Okay. It is not meant for everybody just to come to the business builders on social media. It is meant for us to go out and be social. So go out and be social, make friends, connect with other people, watch their stories, set a timer because you don't want to suck your entire day, but go out there, watch people's stories, like, comment on the stories, or send an emoji or something silly if it's something that made you laugh, or if you connected with whatever that person shared or whatever. Just connect with people on their content and engage on their content. And if you can, it's really ideal to do it like 10 to 15 minutes before you're going to make a post, especially like your evening posts. If you're planning on having a call to action or some sort of very valuable post, I encourage you, set a timer for 5 to 10 minutes before. Go love on other people's things, because the social media is going to recognize the fact that you were engaging with those people, however many people, we'll say 20 to 30 people in that few minutes before. So when you make your post, guess where your post is going to go? Right up into their feed. Okay. So it gives you more exposure, and you kind of play the game of the algorithms that way. Okay. So go love on other people's posts. The more we are social and engaged with others, the more that we will build trust and connection and friendship, and they know that we're not just in it for us, that we are actually out there and engaging with them too. Okay. I don't know if I put it on this one. Oh, it's right here. Huh. No one likes a one-sided relationship, is how I want you to think about that. You can't expect everybody just to come to us. We have to go out there and meet others halfway. Okay. And the last one is just be you. Don't overthink your posts. Put time into crafting them. Provide value. Make sure it's inspiring. Is it providing some sort of value? Is there some sort of call to action? Like, we want to make sure we're giving good, valuable posts and not just slapping something up. But don't overthink them. And please don't be married to them. Okay. Because sometimes the posts that I think are going to do really good and I feel like I pour my entire heart into, flop, and they do nothing. And I'm like, what the hell? But there are so many variables. It's time. It's who saw it. Did somebody engage right away so that the algorithms would push it into more people's posts or feeds? Or did nobody comment or like on it right away, so then it kind of fell flat in the algorithms? There's so many factors, and the algorithms of social media are constantly changing. So you just have to be mindful of what's working and what's not. But then a post like I shared about how the person said, oh, must be nice about our new Tahoe and whatever, blew up. And I that was kind of just like, I was kind of venting, but I was putting an inspiring spin on it because my brain just does that now. I've programmed myself to think that way. It is taking a lot of practice. So don't think that you're just, oh, Corey said that you'll just be able to put a positive spin on it. No, it's been a lot of personal development and work and programming myself to do that. But I didn't expect it to do as well as it did. So just remember that. Don't be married to things as far as, oh, I'm a failure because they didn't like my post, or I must not be cut out for this because they didn't think my transformation was good enough, or whatever. Like, there's all those things that will start flooding your brain, right? Because it maybe didn't do as well as somebody else's post or whatever. But just don't be married to them. Be you. Don't be afraid to share you. The more authentic you are, the more you're going to connect with your followers, and the faster you're going to find your people who see your vision, who see your light, and who are excited to work with you, whether it's in a challenge group or it's through the coaching opportunity. The more that you are you and you are authentically you, the more you're going to help other people. Okay. So start where you are. Work on getting a little bit better each day by taking note of what's working and what's not. Okay. And just know that we all started somewhere. I did want to share with you girls, I did not make a slide about it. If you are struggling with content, I'm going to stop my share. If you're struggling with content or what to talk about, one, we've already talked about like what's going on in life right now. Who were you before Beachbody? Who are you now? And what are you working towards are all good topics to help you kind of think of things to talk about. But sometimes just finding an inspiring quote and taking your spin on why that touched you is a really good way to start a post if you're not feeling inspired. Mindy did a call on using personal development, which again is like a quote, but it's more in depth, right? You're using what you're listening to fuel your mind, to put that positive spin. Talking about why you're working out. And it doesn't have to be that you're doing a call to action for them to join a challenge group, but like, why are they seeing you show up for yourself every day in your stories? Okay. Sharing all of those things are going to be super helpful for creating content. I'm going to check the chat because I've seen it kind of moving. Michelle, what's how many do we need for an invite? What did you mean by that?
You already answered that in the very beginning, remember?
Oh, okay. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Does anybody have any other questions? I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything in the chat. No? Okay. So here is my recommendation. Start where you are. Start creating those posts. If you want, send it to one of us or your upline coach and ask them what their thoughts are before you put it out there. And if ever you are a little unsure, ask one of us to do like a quick overview of what your posts have been for like the last week. But you should be able to look at your post for the last week and we should be able to see that you're doing something, right? That you're working on yourself through growing and learning and your nutrition and fitness, right? We should see some sort of a transformation and other inspiring content. What are you doing in life? Like, are you a mom? Are you going to school? Are you a new mom? Like, what is going on in life? And just kind of sharing more of who you are. Okay. So if you ever want any of us to do like an overview, we're always happy to give pointers and help you with that because we want to see you all succeed. And we know that you're putting yourself out there and you're becoming vulnerable and you're sharing some things that are really hard sometimes. So we're always willing to help. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm going to stop videoing and then I'm going to take a picture of all your beautiful faces. Kylie, can you please show us your beautiful face? Yes, my girl. Hey, babe. Oh, Michelle's going to show us too. I wasn't sure if Macy was still snuggling on you. All right, hold on. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Yay. All right, girls. Thank you so much for making the time for the call. I love you all. It's good to see all your beautiful faces. If you have any questions, let me know in the group. I will get the recording up. I'm probably going to upload it to YouTube and go to bed. So I'll make sure it's in the group by tomorrow morning. Okay. All right. Have a good night. Drink up. Oh, girl, it's too late to be drinking that. You're going to be peeing all night.